Today I'm teaching a mixed ability Year 9 tutor group. They're just under 2 months away from their SACS exam, so it's important that they're happy about what they need to do to meet the needs of the exam and that they know where they are in terms of their writing level at the moment. Okay, there are 2 lesson objectives today. The first objective is to revise what we've been doing over the last couple of lessons, so that's rhetorical devices used in persuasive and argumentative writing. And then today we're introducing a new objective, which is to look at structure in writing, so development within and between paragraphs. On the board, this is Mount Everest. Someone tell me something about Mount Everest. George.
Biggest mountain in the world.
Brilliant. It's the highest mountain in the world. It's on the border of Nepal and Tibet. It doesn't seem to have an obvious link to English, but in a minute you'll realise why it does. I need, though, first of all, 2 volunteers who just come out to the front, look a little bit silly for a second for me. Billy, go on, thank you. And Ryan, thank you. Okay, Billy, can you put that on, please? And this. And Ryan, I'd like you to hold this map and this compass. Brilliant. Okay, I want you to imagine that Billy and Ryan are going to summit Mount Everest. Now, you need to imagine that Billy's actually a bit better dressed than she is. She's got big boots, big rucksack, ice axe, crampons, all the kit. She looks like she's ready to go. Ryan, he's got a school uniform on, but he does have a map of Everest and a really good compass. Now, put your hand up if you can tell me who's going to get to the summit of Everest.
Billy.
Henry.
Billy, because Ryan will just freeze.
Okay, so you think Ryan's going to freeze and Billy's going to get to the summit. What's the problem with Billy getting to the summit, though? Matt?
She'll get lost.
She'll get lost. She hasn't got a map. She hasn't got a compass. The mist comes down. She might go in totally the wrong direction, fall off a cliff, no Billy anymore. So that's a bit of a problem. I think that both of them might get perhaps up here somewhere, maybe up here, but they're not going to get any higher. So let's see if we can introduce someone who's going to get higher again. Let's have Marge. Can you come up to the front, please, Marge? Okay, while Marge is getting dressed, you can perhaps start thinking about what on earth this has got to do with English. Hat on, please. Coat on, please. That's my hat, don't laugh. Map. Compass. Standing between Billy and Ryan. Okay, now put your hand up if you think Billy's going to be most likely to get to the top. Put your hand up for Ryan. Put your hand up for Marge. Brilliant. I think Marge is most likely to get to the top. Why is she most likely to get to the top, Nancy?
Because she's got the coat and the hat.
She's got a coat and a hat and a map and a compass. So she's not going to get cold. She's not going to get lost. She's most likely to get to the top. Okay, thank you. If you can undress and just return your little bits, and I will explain what this has got to do with your English lesson. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what I want to do today is still look at writing skills, like we've been doing for the last couple of lessons, and think about how we can revise the techniques that we looked at last lesson, so persuasive, argumentative writing, all those techniques that we were looking at last lesson, but also how we can develop an understanding of the importance of text structure through connecting paragraphs. Now, you all know about paragraphs. Most of you were using paragraphs when you were in Year 5, probably. But I want to build on that today and look at why paragraphs are important and how you can be more sophisticated when you're using them. And structure, of course, is how the text is organised. Now, you're still thinking, what's this got to do with Mount Everest and wearing silly hats and coats? I want you to think about a writer being like someone who's trying to get to the top of a mountain. Now, the equipment that you're wearing is like the fancy language techniques that we were learning last lesson. So if you've got the coat, if you've got the hat, if you've got the boots, if you've got the ice axe and the crampons, then you've got all the fancy skills. You can impress people, you can get yourself out of trouble, because as a writer, you're going to be showing off those techniques and making your reader interested. But if you don't have the map and you haven't got the compass, then you're not going to find your way to the top. And that's like the paragraphs, okay? So the map and the compass is how you organise your ideas and how those ideas connect together. If you do both, if you've got the map, the compass, the hat, the coat, everything, you're going to get to the summit. So if you think about that summit of Everest, if you think about this little flag on the top here, rather than saying someone's name or someone's country, if that says level 7, so that's what we're all aiming for, the elusive level 7 in the SATS exam, then that's what a brilliant writer's going to do. And to get to that level 7, you need to have all those techniques and you need to be brilliant at organising your paragraphs. Does anyone need me to explain that again? Okay, let's put it into practice then. I'm going to give you an envelope between 2. You've got a 5-minute maximum paired task to try and sort out what's inside this envelope. Inside the envelope, there's an essay, an article that's been written about Shakespeare. Now, you're all studying Shakespeare at the moment. Why are you studying Shakespeare? Lots of you are thinking, is there any point to it? Some of you are enjoying it, I'm pleased to hear. But the essay in here discusses whether you should be studying Shakespeare or whether it's a waste of time. The problem is it's been chopped into paragraphs and it's all in the wrong order. Your job in pairs is to try and put it back together in the right order. And while you're doing that, I want you to be thinking about how you knew which order to put the paragraphs in. What clues were there in the paragraph to help you put it back together? When you think you've got it sorted, put your hand up and either myself or Miss Sprinkler will come round and give you the answer sheet and you'll be able to check off where you are. At that point, I'll tell you to do something else with the work, okay? So as soon as you get the envelope, you can empty it out onto your desk. Have I missed anyone out? Emma, if you want to work as a 3, or you can work on your own, it's up to you, okay? So if you two want to give Emma a hand with hers, please. So you need to work together, discuss what it says on each paragraph, then think about the order. I suggest you look for the obvious start first. Oh, well done. You're doing really well so far, but remember, don't just put them down without discussing why, okay? I want to hear a discussion about why. I'm not going to tell you yet. Okay, good. Title at the top is always a good sign. Excellent. Started well. Brilliant. So you know the title goes at the top. You've got a good introduction. Now it's trying to look for clues, look for words that are the same, or look for ideas that seem to be developed and linked together to help you, okay? How are you finding this? Don't know. You're meant to look for ideas. So you read the paragraph. It might be that you just skim read it at the moment. Think, okay, what's this paragraph about? Then find another paragraph that seems to be a linked idea, or look for some words, perhaps at the end of one paragraph and at the beginning of another, that seem to link those two ideas together, okay? And obviously you've got your start right. Make sure you end with something that sounds like a conclusion. Oh, well done. Are these all sorted? You finished? Right, check your answers against here. And I'll tell you what to do with them in a minute. Okay, I can already see you need to rethink your opening. So rethink which paragraph works really well as a way of starting off the argument. Okay, this would work, but there's one that's better. That's the conclusion, that's right. You're right to say that's the conclusion. Think again. Think about how lots of questions is a good way to get the reader interested. That one's right, Abby. Well done. You done?
Which one goes?
However, because that's a good one, then it goes to bad, so it must be hard.
Yeah, no, it's looking very good. I'll let you have a look at the answers, I think, and see if you can work out if you've got it right and any mistakes.
Yeah, we got that.
How are we going?
I think that's right.
Okay, I'll give you the answer sheet. It looks quite good. Quickly scanning at it. Have a look, see how you've got on. Okay, hands up when you think you've finished. I've had 3 teams finish and they're checking off their answers. How are we getting on?
How do you really know? Is it just like...
So you're looking for clues in one paragraph that you think link with ideas in the next paragraph. So it might be you look at the last sentence of one paragraph and the first sentence of the next paragraph. Is there a link between them? Yeah?
Okay.
You finished? Brilliant. You happy?
Yeah, we think so.
Did you find that easy or quite difficult?
Quite easy.
Quite easy, okay. Well, let's see if you've got it right, and then perhaps you can think about why it was so easy. How could you explain to the rest of the class why you found that easy? What's some of the answers? Marge, you finished? Okay, did you find that straightforward or quite difficult?
Yeah, alright.
What made it okay? What were you looking for?
Like sections at the beginning and then the end.
Yeah, that's the clue, isn't it? Look at the last sentence of a paragraph and then the first sentence of the next one. Here's the answers. See how you've done. Okay, how are we going? Brilliant. Right, here's the answer sheet. I'm going to let you have a look and see how you've got on. And then I want you to start discussing how did you know, okay? How did you know what order they went in? And if you did make a mistake, then have a look at the right order and think about why that works better. Okay, some answers for you to check yours off on. There's some answers for you too as well. Okay, so have a look, see what the right answer is, check it off against your own. If you need to change something around, think about why. Why does this work better than what you have? Do you two need answers? Okay, you've got the answer sheet?
Yeah, I just got it.
You got one, Alice?
Yeah.
Where is it?
No,
Oh,
we
it's just
no,
down
we
there.
passed. No.
Ah, right,
there.
okay, there you go, there's another spare one. Right, now I want you to have a discussion about why this works, okay? Why do these paragraphs link together?
I thought that one should be first because it's like it's starting to talk about why it raises issues. Yeah, it should. I don't think it should be there.
Okay, well that's an interesting point. What you need to do though is look at how it ends, because that's a clue as well. How it ends, and then look for the paragraph that fits with that ending. Yeah, so we've got this talking about Kylie Minogue and David Beckham. Can you now find a first paragraph that's talking about something similar? Because that's where the link's going to be, okay? You finished? Well done. Okay, here are the answer sheets. See if you've got them in the right order.
Okay.
And then if you have, brilliant, start talking to each other about how you knew. If you didn't get them in the right order, think about why does this work better, okay?
Okay.
Okay, could you just stop for a second, please? Look back to the front. Okay, that's brilliant. I'm amazed how many of you had finished within just a couple of minutes. Most people now have the answer sheet. What I'd like you to be doing is first of all think, did you get it right? And if so, how did you know? If you didn't get it right, compare your version with the correct version and think about the difference. And then, using the answer sheet that I've given you, you'll notice that I've underlined some sentences and then I've shaded some words. What I'd like you to do is practice your annotation skills, so practice your labelling skills. Look at the sentences that have been underlined. Okay, so look at those sentences that are underlined. Think about why they're important. They are all topic sentences. They're all sentences that help you know what the rest of the paragraph's going to be about. And you should be able to think about links between them. The shaded phrases and the shaded sentences are techniques, a little bit like what we were looking at last lesson. So if you think you can see a rhetorical question or triplet power or perhaps some emotive language or personal pronouns, have a go at labelling that on the sheet. I'm only going to give you another 2 minutes to do that. Then we'll listen to some ideas before we move on. Does anyone need an answer sheet who didn't have one? Brilliant. So 2 minutes. I want to listen to your ideas to make sure, please, in your discussion, you've got something that you could feed back to me in the minutes. Off you go.